Hey everyone, Charles Calhoun, aka the Shade Tree Pro, coming to you from the beautiful Grand Vista Marriott here in Orlando, Florida, where I own and operate my teaching business under the Shade Tree. And they're going to be the voice of the Shade Tree Pros top down lift and shift Y swing coming for 2025. Hey, where my facility here is right down the road is the Ritz Carlton where they had the PNC yesterday. Congratulations to Bernard. It gives OGs like us, that mindset of, hey, if he can do it at 67, keep on working and you can always improve your game. So congratulations to Bernhard and them. And also congratulations to Tiger and Charlie. What was nice on the 15th hole, on the broadcast, they had old Shade Tree back in the back, when Charlie was getting prepared to swing. So all my people kept hitting me up and say, hey, Calhoun, Shade Tree, you own the tube. I say, hey, something I like because, I've been on the tube. But I enjoyed that. I had an amazing, fun day. But let me tell you something. Tiger walked for 3 days. And I tell you what, he's going to always have that little bit of, because his ankle's fused. I think that's what it is. So he's always going to have that little, imbalanced walk, but let me tell you what. Bruh looked good. He physically he looked good. Walking he looked good. Mentality looked good. And like he said, he's not tournament sharp. But man, I tell you what, he put some time in or whatever, starting to, bite that, to where he, tighten that up, where he hit, that little piece, man, I'm interested to see it because I know many people, like, oh, he done, man. We ain't never done. And it says, until we stop trying. We always can succeed if we try. So that's that. But also what was great about it, I had the opportunity again to see one of my absolute favorite players, Annika Sorenstam. I just love Annika. And I love her swing. But, as I was watching Annika swing on Saturday, I was watching the broadcast of it. And and Annika, she's very famous for that move when she comes down here and she lets her head go, and which is beautiful. But for me as a teacher, because she did hit a few squirrely shots, for me as a teacher, because I actually can do that swing, and a lot of times I do that swing, let my head go, and I even did a video talking to you all about how you can just let that go. But something that I noticed in Annika, and I wanted to share with you all that I think will be phenomenal for my Y swing, because if you look at Annika's swing, it's just basically here, basically there, and that's definitely representing the Ys and all that. But I don't know if it was in an effort to get more distance. As we age, we do try to get a little bit more distance in a sense. But I noticed something about her golf swing, and I'm going to turn this way so you can see it. I noticed that when she goes up and she makes her swing, Annika's head used to just go right down the line like that. It used to be just a solid little, like it's just matching the arc of the swing. And it's just perfect down the line. And it was just like, boom, and then it would come around. But I noticed this in Annika's swing. And like I said, I don't know if this is because of, trying to turn the hips to get more power or speed or whatever. But I noticed is that when Annika was coming through her swing, as she was coming through at natural, her head actually was doing this. And see, in these big old powerful hips, when they move first, boom, it's easy because once they get out like this and start doing this horizontal rotation, then all of a sudden the rest of the body is going to kind of follow it. And there was a few times that she hit a few of them out there, to the right. And, Annika's very famous for hitting her normal, nice little draw in a sense. But it's funny how I saw that is when she would, like I said, when she would drop it down, she would come down, you would see this, but you would see that head kind of go on that same thing, and then it was there. What I have learned, and using, my top down Y swing, getting that feeling of that, there is a way that I think that she might get back to, maybe even playing some really, really golf, although she's already playing some good golf. But it's just like I said, just because something works doesn't mean it can't be improved. And sometimes you see these things and you don't understand it because, as I said before, when you turn your head, then your head goes in a vertical action in essence. And maybe because Annika is right eye dominant, and I was telling one of my students this the other day, he's right side dominant, and I said, look, here's your nose right here. And I said, this eye has never seen this eye unless you look in the mirror because the nose blocks it. But what happens is this, because in an effort for us to want to see, I call it we peek around the nose. So when we come down here, we peek around the nose. And that makes the eyes go, more horizontal instead of this vertical action to where this eye goes up and this eye goes down. And that's something that I think that would really work well, to get Annika to feel that instead of peeking around the corner of her nose, but just get that to where that eye, basically, the trail eye stays behind the nose, and you kind of just rock it through, in essence, like that, It's a lot of good things that go on. Remember I told y'all when you turn your head over, it engages. I think that it might work a little bit better for her to get that sensation to where that trail eye, and here's the way I like to see it, and it may help you all as well, because I think her swing is wonderful, and a lot of you all that's out there that, that do the top down, you know that the head is the central point, well, and it's kind of like you got to be able to have some freedom in the head. So one of the things I like to try to say, and one of the things I'm going to tell you here, is that, we're always trying to stay on the inside. How about just play the game a little bit like this? We got the right eye and the left eye. How about just keeping the right eye, or your trail eye, whoever or whatever, how about keeping it on the inside and keeping the lead eye on the outside? That'll give us that inside, that inside strike. So this, because the main thing, we don't want these hips, boom, to bring us out. That's why the first move, as like I said, with top down, it has to be scap drop. And when that drops, then that gets us in that vertical thing to where we can get that little 4-inch little flat spot. But how about that? Give that a try. Think about that. Keeping your trail eye, in other words, we know for a fact that we can move like this. We know that. But the way that the neck works, and I know everybody's trying to get a center pivot, but the way that the neck works and how the muscles go down the side, like the sternocleidomastoid muscle, they call it the SCM, that's the baby muscle, as I call it, that when a kid's born, you know how they can't lift their head? Well, that sternocleidomastoid muscle kind of makes the head kind of rock in balance, to like a little bit from side to side. And that's kind of me. I personally think that's what creates that flat spot more than this center pivot head that kind of gets us going choppy up and down. And that's just something that I'm definitely going to talk to you more about in the Y Swing, in my membership. Don't forget, my membership's $9.99. And like I said, that's less than $120 a year. I'm hoping everybody's looking forward to signing up for that, because as I said before, I'm going to really break this Y Swing down to you, and I'm going to give you something that really, really works. So how about, once again, how about trying to keep the trail eye on the inside and the lead eye on the outside? And hopefully that'll give you a little bit more feeling, And I personally think that'll help Annika. And because here's something else that a lot of people don't know as well and may not understand. I think it's kind of crept into her putting a little bit, because when you start making motions and training certain things, because the way that the head is, like I always said, the head is boss, it controls got the brain, all that stuff, that sometimes you'll have a tendency when you're putting to peek around the corner. And I really think that's something that happened to Scotty Scheffler. And I will tell you all something, and I'm gonna just throw this in here about Scotty Scheffler and his putting, and also when you use that claw grip. When you're doing that, then all of a sudden this action right here blocks your head from doing this. See, a lot of people don't know that when you using this claw grip, because the way that the arm is, because when I turn my arm is, it's almost like hugging around myself and keeping me in. When you use that claw grip, it actually keeps your head from coming around like this. Because when I take the palm of my hand, I want to come around like that. But when I take the back of the hand, in a sense, I want to come in like this. You see what I mean? I push that there. This actually keeps your head. That's another reason for that success. So getting back to Annika, I just want to throw that out there because one of my buddies asked me the other day, he said, who do I think has the best golf swing? And he liked Adam Scott. And I said, look, it all depends on what you're talking about, the best golf swing, because I only care about what a golf swing produces. And right now, Scotty Scheffler's golf swing produces. I mean, he hits that thing in the gut. Pretty is as pretty does. In my mind, what's effective? And right now, Scotty Scheffler is effective. And if you hear this video and understand why he's able to putt that way so good, hey, there's good things happening. But back to Annika, one of my absolute favorites. But again, like I said, her head, and I think it's an effort to get this, and that's probably happening with a lot of you all, the spinning action in a sense, and don't really understand that shift. But when you get that shift, that nice little scat drop, and get this, because we're trying to get this vertical type of swing here, to get the head to match it. But here's the beauty of it. The head tells the swing what to do, because when it's boom, then it stays there. So get up there, keep that trail eye on the inside, lead eye on the outside, and try to make that swing like Annika. And you know what? Maybe you'll hit it as good as the Shade Tree Pro. Hey, this is Charles Calhoun, aka the Shade Tree Pro. Don't forget, if you like this video, definitely give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Leave me a comment and tell you what you think. I hope you're all excited about the fact is that I'm getting ready to bring you the Y swing, like I said. Top down, in a sense, was nothing more than me creating the actions and movements and all the different things of my 32 years of research, understanding, experience, playing, and all of that. And all of that has come together for me to build you this Y swing, because it's really simple that once you get this big Y, once you understand why, then all of a sudden how becomes a simple task. Don't forget that 2025, my membership is going to be $9.99. Remember, that's only less than $120 a year. I mean, you're getting some great information that's going to make you play your better golf, because simple fact is, people, I don't care who you are, and I told you, whether you're a top 100 teacher in the world or whether you're a blow Joe, you cannot hit a golf ball until you get that club up, and then you bring it back down and you go back up to finish. And it's done with a beautiful looking Y, and it's always done with scap up and scap down. This is Charles Calhoun, aka the Shade Tree Pro. Always good golfing.